Today, I'm going to share with you the fastest and easiest way to complete the Cayo Perico Heist as a solo player, while also making the most amount of money possible. This guide will include some tips for the setups, and then I'm going to walk you through every important detail for the finale. Now, in order to start up the Cayo Perico Heist, you first have to get the Casaca submarine off the Warstock cash and carry website for 2.2 million. And I also highly suggest getting the Sparrow helicopter, which will be stored in the back of the submarine for about 1.8 to 2 million depending on your upgrades. Once that's done, you could then head over to the planning board in the Casaca submarine and start up the heist for $100,000. Now, if you are a beginner or this is your first time doing the heist, I will leave a link to my complete beginner's walkthrough in the description down below, but for the sake of this video, we're going to assume you've already done it for the first time. So we're going to get right into the planning board and then head into the gather intel mission. And make sure to use the fast travel feature here in the control terminal of the submarine. It will make the setups a lot easier. Now, getting to the island is relatively straightforward, but once you get there, you're first going to want to scout out the secondary loot that's in the airstrip. There are 4 loot locations in the hangar, 2 of which are on the main floor and then 2 are above. Take pictures of them if you'd like to save them on your minimap. In order to get to the ones on the top floor, all you have to do is hop on the box here, hop over the railing, and you can take a picture there from the side. The other loot location to go to is across the airstrip on the other side in one of those sheds. There's going to be 2 different loot spawns there. The loot you're going to want to go for is the Coca-Cola. I can't say the full word here on YouTube, but the white stuff, that is the best paying secondary loot. The second best is the grass. Once again, I can't say it here on YouTube. And the third best is cash. 2 stacks of Coca-Cola will fully fill up your loot bag, so that's what you want to go for. But if you don't have that, just take whatever the next best loot is. Once you've scouted the secondary loot, you can then take the motorcycle here at the end of the airstrip and take this exact route to the tower. This clip is in 4x speed, so if you want to get the real-time footage, all you have to do is slow down the YouTube video to 0.25 times. Once you're at the communications tower, all you have to do is hack into the signal box and then check out what your primary target is, which will be on the basement camera. From there, if it's your first time playing through, head back to the airfield and fly off. But if it's not, you could then just set your Casaca submarine as your spawn location and load into a new invite-only session to essentially warp over to the business. And that is the gather intel mission done. The second setup mission is going to be getting our approach vehicle, and you're going to go for the long fin for this one. Now, it will be located in one of 3 different police stations. If you have a phantom wedge, it will make things a lot easier. All you have to do is call it up, drive backwards into the police station, hook it up to the long fin boat, and then drive away. Now, you will have to lose the cops. The easiest way to do it is once you're out of the sight of the cops, hop out of the car or of the cab, blow yourself up, and when you respawn, the cops will be gone, and from there you could drive the longfin over to the docks. The third setup mission is either going to be the safe code or the plasma cutter. In my case, it was a plasma cutter. Both of these are very straightforward, but one quick tip I could give you is when you get to the warehouse, it will tell you to take a picture of a planning board somewhere in the warehouse. All you have to do is just take a picture of the entire place and leave. That is it. The fourth setup mission, which is the fingerprint cloner, is also really straightforward, so there's nothing to say about that. The fifth setup mission is for the cutting torch. It is going to be at one of 3 different construction sites. The easiest way to go about this mission is at each of the construction sites, there's going to be a yellow hard hat that you could put on. Once you put it on, you could then be in the guard's cone of vision for a short period of time. That will make it a lot easier, and the cutting torch is going to be in one of the toolboxes. And with that, the final setup mission is going to be for weapons. Now, you could choose whatever loadout you want. I go with aggressor, and there's one thing you have to keep in mind for the setup, and that is if you see go to Merryweather HQ, skip it. Load into a new invite-only session, because that mission takes forever. Every other mission is a lot easier and faster to do. They're all going to be located at different office buildings in the city, and I always suggest going through the roof entrance because it makes it a lot easier. And with that, we are now at the finale, and in the planning board, you're going to want to choose the longfin, of course, as your approach vehicle. For your entry point, you're going to want to be the main dock. The compound entry point is going to be the drainage tunnel. Your escape point does not matter whatsoever, so choose whatever one you'd like. And then for time of day, it's completely up to you I usually like to do it in the daytime. And finally, for weapons, you could purchase suppressors if you'd like. And with that, you could start up the finale mission. So you're first going to enter at the main dock. You're going to want to take a very sharp left-hand turn with the longfin boat. Holding down R1 or the right bumper when turning allows you to make sharp turns, so keep that in mind. And we're going to go straight for the airstrip. When you get there, leave the boat in the water. Make sure it does not go up on the beach. Leave it in the water, hop out, and we're going to run over to the hangar or whichever loot location has ideally the Coca-Cola. If you're going to loot the hangar, make sure you take out the guard right here where he's standing. You want it to be at the very far left-hand side. And once you've done that, you can then run into the hangar and take all the loot out of there. If the loot you're going for is on the second level, all you have to do is pick up the forklift here, drive it over to this crate over here, lift up the crate, turn around, drive it into the wall while lifting the crate all the way up, and then you could climb around the back of the forklift, up onto the crate, and up over the fence here, allowing you to get to the loot on the top floor. If you have to go to the other loot location on the other side of the airstrip, all you have to do is hop up onto this wall here, then onto the roof of this shack, and from there you're gonna have to take out the security guard that is right across the way from you, and then also take out the security camera that's right along that wall. From there you could run over to the shack and only cut open the gate or open the doors when the guard that's up to the right of you on the minimap is nowhere near you. But once that's done and hopefully your loot bag is completely full, you could then run back to the longfin, turn around, and head over to the drainage tunnel at the bottom of the compound on the other side of the island. Once you're there, hop out of the boat and dive into the water. You could equip your rebreathers, which is left on the D-pad for PS5. It might be different for other consoles. And then head over to the drainage tunnel. The easiest way to cut through the drainage tunnel is to go over each green line 3 times pretty quickly. Once you do that, you can then swim up into the compound. Once in the compound, you're going to want to take this exact route to get to the main office. So we first go up the stairs, we're then going to take a left-hand turn, run through this passageway here, and then we're going to take another sharp left-hand turn. So far, we should have avoided all of the guards and then make a right over the railing here, and we're going to wait for one of El Rubio's personal guards to look away. He's going to be right on the top stairs there. Once he starts walking in the opposite direction, you could then run up the stairs, run past all the guards, and run along the wall, and we're going to go all the way up to this exact point on the stairwell. When you get here, hide up against the wall and wait for the final guard to pass you. Once he does, you could then run behind him and up into El Rubio's office. In the office, there's going to be a wall safe. I suggest opening it up and taking whatever cash is in there. Usually it's like $30,000 to $60,000, $70,000. And then from there, we're going to do the fingerprint hack to get downstairs. This hack is really straightforward. All you have to do is match the fingerprint on the left to the fingerprint on the right. And in order to get different parts of the fingerprint, all you have to do is sift through them using your D-pad or your joystick. Once you've done the hack, you could then get downstairs and we could take the primary loot. If you have the plasma cutter, all you have to do is hold down on the plasma cutter drill until it gets to almost overheating, and then let it cool off and do that 4 to 5 times. And with that, you should now have a full loot bag and the primary target. And now here is the most important part. So we're going to go right back upstairs through the elevator. We're going to leave the office and we're going to come down to this part of the stairwell right here. We're going to wait here right next to the edge of the rail and wait for this guard to look to the left. Once he looks to the left, you could then jump off the railing, land, and there should be no guards below you. From there, all we have to do is make a beeline to the gates. Once you're through the gates, all you have to do is run forward up to this guard here with the motorcycle, take them out, hop on the motorcycle, and you're going to take this exact route to jump off the island. Make sure while you're driving you don't run into any trees because they will knock you off the bike and send the bike flying, so be very careful. But once you've jumped off the island and are now in the water, all you have to do is swim away. There's going to be 3 mines in the water. Swim to the furthest mine. Right next to it, there's going to be some fish bones or whale bones, and once you get to the bones, that should be it. The heist is over, and you should have completed it with a full loot bag, your primary target, and getting the elite challenge, which means you're going to get the max amount of loot possible and an additional $50,000 for that elite challenge. If you do it on hard mode, that is $100,000, but depending on your loot, This heist in total should make you anywhere between $850,000 all the way up to 1.5, 1.6 million if you do get the pink diamond. And with that, that is the easiest and fastest way to complete the Cayo Perico heist as a solo player, while also making the most amount of money possible. I hope this video helped. If it did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.